Ozempic is one of the most popular weight loss drugs on the market right now. But a new lawsuit suggests the side effects that may come with it is just not worth it. Dozens of people who have taken Ozempic are now suing the company. They claim they are suffering from diarrhea, gallbladder removal, and other digestive problems. Joining us to talk about it, nurse practitioner Crystal Roney-Smith and cosmetic surgeon Dr. Stephen Sear. Glad to have you all here on the Factor Uncensored. When you guys hear this, have you heard about this before? And is this a problem for the company, the manufacturer of Ozempic?
Well, I think any medication that comes out, you know, this medicine's been around for a while. And I think that any medication, when you read the insert, every medication carries a host.
As we know, the side effects.
Right. So many. Every medicine from Tylenol to Motrin, everything is scary when you read the insert. But I think it's really important that anyone who's taking a medication is followed by their primary care doctor. Usually medications like this are prescribed by an endocrinologist or your primary care doctor who's either a family practice or internal medicine. And I think the key is for those doctors to adequately educate their patients about the side effects. The problem is this is the new rage. I mean, this weight loss medication is very effective. And we have an obesity problem in America. We have a weight loss issue that we are having a hard time battling. Other weight loss medications have not been as effective. There's a study that looked at 68 weeks of weight loss, and the traditional medications and people that just worked out and watched their diet, they lost 2.4% of their body fat, versus those on a semaglutide lost 15 to 20%. So there's a reason that there's this big push to prescribe these medications, because it does address diabetes, it does address cardiovascular disease, but it does carry side effects. So you have to be prepared for those. What's worse, the disease or the treatment? You know, and that's always a battle that we see in medications and medicine in general. And as providers of care, we need to educate our patients. You know, I think that there's always going to be a push to hit the legal battles, you know, aim them at the manufacturers of these medications and doctors. But patients have to be aware, they have to be informed that when you take medications, they don't come without side effects.
And as Dr. Sear stated, this has been around a while.
Right.
But people are just now getting it for weight loss.
So here's the fun tip. When they did these studies for these glucagon peptides, they were actually studied for weight loss. But then when the FDA saw that it was great for diabetes, they actually threw the label.
So it was weight loss first?
Yeah, when they first did the trials for it, it was actually for weight loss. But of course, we have more of a diabetic problem than weight loss. So they slapped the Ozempic label on it, and now we have the Wegovy, which is for the weight loss. And so like this, if we talk about it, it's a glucagon peptide, which basically helps the body to say, hey, we're not hungry, we don't eat. And so your body uses insulin to give more energy to the body, helping transport sugar and break down fats and those kind of things. But what's going on is people are not changing their diets. So if you're slowing down the gut to utilize glucose and all these things, if you're still eating, if we talk about Tracy Morgan, half a bag of Doritos, you're not eating nutrients. And so you're still not.
And we're going to get to that now.
Yeah.
That's one of the issues we're talking about. Comedian Tracy Morgan said he was out eating Ozempic, meaning even though he was taking Ozempic, he was still eating and overeating.
Yes.
And he gained weight. And if you're overeating or out eating Ozempic, you would gain weight.
Okay, so like he's a comedian. I mean, like that's very rare for you to gain 40 pounds on Ozempic. But if you're not fixing your diet, exercising, eating enough protein, drinking enough water, you're going to have symptoms. And like he said before, it's a drug, so you're going to have side effects with that.
And of course, we've seen success stories, Dr. Sear, like Oprah Winfrey. And she left Weight Watchers because she wasn't watching her damn weight. She was taking that Ozempic. But there are success stories out there in the last 30 seconds we have.
Yeah, I think that this medication is very effective for weight loss. It treats diabetes effectively. It treats cardiovascular disease effectively. But like all medications, you have to know what you're taking. You know, one of the things that we worry about in surgery is it does stop the bowel from digesting. It causes what we call gastroparesis, which is basically paralysis of the belly. And there's a bunch of other side effects: diarrhea, gallstones, you know, kidney stones, kidney failure. But you have to be careful when you're on these medications. There is really no quick fix to being healthy. Ultimately, you are releasing more insulin, but really the best solution is long-term solutions like diet, exercise. Take care of yourself long-term, because when you stop these medications, the weight gain comes right back.
All right, that holistic approach.
Right.
Thank you guys for